Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Basement Mountain Game Day Podcast. I'm Ivan Vargas. That's Luke Nettles, and that was an ass whooping.
To say the least.
To say the least, that you just watched from the Buffalo
Wow.
Bills just beating down the Denver Broncos 48-19. It was sad at the end. It was sad at the end. I thought you said the Broncos kind of just lay down. I mean, there's nothing more you could do after you have allowed so much. It was close, and then out of nowhere, in a blink of an eye, it was out of reach.
Right. Yeah, Denver played them close in like the first half. You know, I mean, it was a decent game up until then. In the second half, for whatever reason, their defenses couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be in the receiving game or the running game. I mean, and it's sad to say that the Buffalo running game actually had some light shown on it today. Probably a little garbage time, but David Singletary cracked off a big one. But yeah, I expected Denver to be able to pass a little more than they did, because I was really shocked that Buffalo pass rush was actually putting pressure on Locke, like greatly putting pressure on him. I was like, wow.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say. So that's just like when you got people in your face and you're a shaky offense at the get-go. I mean, it's a young squad. Don't get me wrong. They'll probably grow into theirs at some point, but.
Right.
As for today, yeah, they got shellacked.
They got beat down, and look at the Denver, and I said at the beginning, I think Vic Fangio is going to have this Denver team defensively,
right?
Defensively, at least,
right,
on their P's and Q's next year.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like they're going to be a top 10, top 5 even defense, but it didn't show tonight. You know what I'm saying? Tonight. Yeah. This year, it is what it is for Denver. I think Denver is on the right path with Vic Fangio because you know what works. You are in the game, right? So if you have a little more on defense for Vic to work with, you have a healthy Von Miller, you have a healthy, you go ahead and draft some guys, you bring some guys in, you add to that defense, and then you add to the running game. I think Drew Lock will be all right. I think he'll be all right. He has the arm to throw. He can make every throw on the field. You need to have that backup plan for him. You need to have that escape route. You need to have that, and that's a running game. And right now they have two guys in Lindsey. Well, I mean, Royce Freeman can run a little bit, but they have Lindsey and Gordon that are good. They're good. They're solid running backs. So but next year is different. You don't know if they're going to be back next year. So.
You got some options. I mean, Phillip Rivers is going to have a new home next year more than likely.
Right.
I mean, he would just be really a stopgap and maybe be able to coach Lock up a little bit. But I don't know. I've seen Rivers go into almost every not every team, but Washington. I've seen Phillip Rivers as a stopgap. I've seen Broncos wouldn't hurt. You know what I mean? Like I think Lock could benefit greatly from having a veteran and just the knowledge that they could give him. Going forward. But then again, I also feel like if you bring in another quarterback and set him down, maybe it does a disservice to him and he regresses instead of prevails. So it's a slippery slope. But like I said, they've got the receivers, they've got their tight end, they've got two running backs that can do it. If it is I would say if anything, after seeing tonight, it's maybe offensive line time. To give Locke more opportunity because he is younger and needs more time to maybe make the read.
I mean, they've drafted a lot of guys in the first round. They've drafted. They've drafted a lot of offensive linemen. They have depth. Now it's time to find out who these guys really are. I mean, some of these guys are really coming into their own. Beginning to. So I feel like the Denver is really making sure that they. I'm quite sure Denver focused on solidifying that front line for Drew Lock. But what they're lacking in is their defense got old quick after that Super Bowl.
Right.
Their defense got old quick. All you had was Vaughn.
Yeah.
All you had was Vaughn, and for a while, all you had was Vaughn. You know what I mean? For a while, all you had was Von, and then you drafted Bradley Chubb and so on. For me, I just feel like Denver is a team that they're right now. They look like trash. Which, I mean, let's be real. Let's call a spade a spade. They're not good. They're not a good football team. But they're not too far off. You know what I'm saying? Denver has potential as opposed to, man, even the Bears. Like, let's compare them to the Bears. Denver has potential to, whereas the Bears, you're kind of like, where are we going?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like, Denver is going on. They're trending in the right direction. As long as Vic is able to control things on defense, I'm telling you that. Watch out for that Denver defense. Don't get me wrong, man. I'll tell you, don't fall asleep. Denver's defense next season with Vic Fangio is going to be a top 10, top 5 even type of a defense. You've seen them do it in Chicago. This reminds me of 2017 for Denver. Except they have a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Except they have a quarterback that they believe in. You know,
they also got to bring back Von Miller.
You also get back Von Miller.
Well, let's if he comes back.
They have to try to bring back Von Miller, but I think Von Miller stays. Like, why wouldn't you? That defense is. I'm telling you, the defense hung in there, and they were able to. They were able to keep pace for a while, but with the lackluster offense, you could only do so much.
Yeah, and when you're allowing that Buffalo offense to get back on the field, it's exactly what we talked about at halftime. The more they let Buffalo back on the field, the more points are going to go up, and we saw exactly that. They couldn't do anything on third down. They constantly turned it over. It was going right back to Josh Allen. He was putting up 7 every time. So, they're a few. I feel like Denver's a few pieces off on the defense. I mean, they'll get somebody in the draft, I'm sure. But if anybody knows anything, and I always feel like John Elway just has like this crazy critique about quarterbacks, but it's like, John, listen, you played behind one of the best lines ever when you played at Denver. So if you're stupid enough to know that you don't need to go get linemen, then you don't need to have that job at all.
John had so many teams. John got for those that don't know, if you've been sleeping under a rock, John Elway got to like 6 Super Bowls and won 2 of them?
2, I think, yeah.
Won 2? Like, those aren't great odds. Like, he got murdered in a couple of those Super Bowls, bro.
Yeah.
If I can remember, the Niners gave him a beatdown and the Redskins gave him a beatdown. Pretty much anytime John got to the Super Bowl prior to that Green Bay Super Bowl, and it was in 97, he was getting his ass.
Yeah, somewhere around there, yeah.
The Broncos were getting stomped by whatever NFC opponent was across from them. So so they don't have a real great record in Super Bowls. But John's taken he's taken his lumps. Let's say that.
That's fine. But I'm saying if he was a quarterback that benefited from a line. Like if your first goal is not, especially with a young quarterback, is not to protect him, then you've already lost. I mean, if you start chasing other facets of your team, and you're not protecting the guy that gets the ball down the field and puts points on the board, then I'm sorry, John, you can have a great defense, but if your defense is on the field 45 minutes out of a game, that defense isn't going to be too hot.
And Luke, the defense was playing up to. They were playing. They were playing, and all of a sudden, boom! The fumble return for the touchdown broke the back.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And that's not a good. I mean, honestly, that's something that they need to get over, because if that defense continued to play inspired, like I said, this season for a lot of teams is like a wash.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were to find a way to play inspired and find a turnover, maybe they would have turned or find a way to gain, get their footing back. Maybe they would have been successful. But it just like Luke, in the blink of an eye, you and I both were like, oh, I was like this. I was like, I don't have to watch. I don't have to watch anymore. I mean, I watched. Right. I watched, but I don't have to watch anymore because it was that bad.
I hear you, man. It was it was tough to watch. Like I thought Denver would be able to pass the ball a little bit more. So I don't know what's going on with their passing attack. I don't know, because I've seen other teams pass on the Buffalo defense like it's nothing. And
all the time.
I don't know. Maybe it's just them, and maybe Jerry Jeudy, like they talked about him being a great route runner and all that stuff. Maybe he's not the greatest route runner because, that he's not getting the ball that much. Like he's, like look at CeeDee Lamb. Like people were betting on Jeudy, and look at CeeDee Lamb. He took it right out from underneath him. So, I don't know. We'll see what's to come of Denver. I mean, they've got the Noah Fant, so they're good at tight end. You know, I'm not saying Judy's a bust, but you know he needs to.
No, I don't think Judy's a bust. I just don't think. Part of me just feels like your team isn't complete yet. Like part of me feels like you have two decent running backs, but they probably aren't going to be decent for you. These guys are probably, they know that they're probably going to be moving on sooner or later.
Yeah, here's an idea too. They could put the offensive coordinator Matt Nagy and Fangio, and they could relive those Chicago years.
How about just bring Fangio back? Vic, come back.
Right.
Vic, come back to us.
Right, that'd be great.
We love you, Vic. Like if Nagy gets fired and you get fired, we'll hire you.
With Nagy as offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That'd be a Bears move. That's a pace move if I ever heard one.
Apparently, you know, from NFL insiders, and we're hearing from I read in Sports Mockery from a guy, Eric Lambert, that you know, me and Mike talk to, me and Sean talk to frequently on Sports Zone Chicago. He's a good friend of the brand. So, but he was talking about just that. Like, it was just that. It's just, you know, where do you go? What now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the one everybody was talking about. What's the guy's name? The commentator that everybody was talking about, Ryan Grant, or is it not? Right. No, not Ryan. Is it Ryan? The one that was being talked to about a bunch of the VP, you know, and the Bears were talking.
No, you're talking about Louis Riddick.
Louis Riddick, that's who I'm talking about. I see he's already been to 2 teams, so I mean,
you need to hurry up.
If the Bears are trying to reach out and get somebody, they better go, because these guys they're already being talked to by other teams. So you better get on the ball and get. Actually, you don't even need to be on the ball. You need to be in front of the ball when it comes down to this. And you know, and then you saw Northwestern with their questionable play calling. I know that their head coach has been rumored with the Bears, so they better do some more research.
Luke, I was just gonna say that shit. Like, I was just gonna say that shit. Like, why there was reverse calls. Mm-hmm. There was some just screen calls that were called like way too often. Mm-hmm. And in back-to-back drives, like that was scripted to be in there no matter what.
Yep.
That to me, I'm like, you got a team that's afraid to get beat deep. Why aren't you challenging them deep?
Yeah,
challenge a team that's afraid because their secondary can't keep coverage. Like, why aren't you challenging them?
Yeah, I feel
blew my mind.
I feel the problem. I feel like the problem with coaches today in the NFL is they come in with their scheme. It's a scheme thing. Like it's our scheme. This is what we do. But a lot of coaches don't take into consideration that you don't have the players to run that scheme. So therefore, quit being a hard-headed asshole. Change your scheme to fit your players and make that work first. As you get better and you start building, and you maybe grab a couple players to draft, you know, on year 2, year 3, then you can maybe implement your scheme. But until then, you got to play with the guys that you have, and you got to be able to call the game with the players you have and play to their strengths. You can't come in and be, you know, try Kansas City's offense when you got Detroit Lions players. You know what I mean? It's
right, and it's like when we talk about these guys, some people want to jump down other people's throat because you're talking about like for instance, Mitch. We're talking about he's on our fucking team. Like this is what we have to work with. We can't talk about other fucking players. Sorry, but we can't talk about other players because other players aren't on our team. Well, other players don't work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you live and you die with what you have.
Yeah.
You either adjust to what you have and work with it, and it works to your benefit, or you go ahead and die with what you want to do no matter what, and leave your players hanging out to dry as well. That's not what you want to do as a head coach. You never want to leave your players out hanging out to dry. You have to adjust to them. Like you have, it's a team. The team works together. So you have to make sure that team works together as best as it can. There's no reason to stray away from that and focus straight on scheme when when the skill sets out on the field don't match.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like you have to understand your team and the guys you have employed that play on the field. You know what I mean? You have to understand those players. that you have to see. You have to, go back, watch the tape, see what they're good at, see highlights. Okay, this guy's good at this. This guy, okay, they run this play well, they run that play well, and then you have to build a scheme off that. So you can't bring in a scheme and force a team that has never seen your scheme to play your scheme if they don't have the talent to pull those plays off. It doesn't even matter. It
doesn't matter. Defenses start sitting in the zone. They start guessing because they're like, all right, he goes here, he goes there, he goes there, he goes. It's not the player. They don't have to focus on the player. They have to focus on the spot.
Right.
All you have to do as a defense is figure out what percentage of times you like to go here, what percentage you like to go there, and adjust as so. You cannot be that predictable.
And that's why
that's not randomness. That's more predictable than anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's why I give kudos back. Bringing it back to the Bills game, I give mad kudos to McDermott. He knows exactly what he has, and you saw Buffalo's offense last year and the year before without Stephon Diggs, and he was trying to do the things, but just didn't have the talent. Now he has the talent, and you see that Buffalo, his offense does work with that guy. You got to have that guy. You got to have at least one guy. And Stephon Diggs is Josh Allen's guy, and man, I'll tell you what, those two are in sync, and it's scary.
You got to have a guy. You got to have a guy. Man, right now it's looking like Green Bay's up 7-0 over the Carolina Panthers. The game is underway already. It's 9:54 left in the first quarter. Robert Tonyan, is it Robert Tonyan?
Tonyan, yeah.
Yeah, Robert Tonyan just got the Green Bay just got the Green Bay Packers first touchdown, and you got a smug shot of Aaron Rodgers, you despicable scum. But he's just great. That's all you got to say about him, bro. That's all you got to say about him. Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers. This is a big one for them because they go ahead and clinch the number. I think they clinched the number 1 overall seed with a win tonight. And, going into people's bringing it to the Bears, because I don't want to get focused on the Packers, even though I think they're going to let's go ahead and let's get our predictions of the Packers game out of the way. All right, let's get it out of the way.
All right.
We know what's going to happen here tonight.
All right.
I'm going to go Green Bay in a massacre. I'm going to go Green Bay 36, Carolina 13.
Are they in Carolina or are they in Green Bay?
Does it matter?
Yeah.
There's no fans. How does it matter, Luke? How does it matter if there's no fans?
Because some people got to travel, some people don't.
I think it's in Green Bay.
Okay, well, then I'll take the Panthers with the upset, and I'll take Mike Davis for 3 touchdowns. I'll go 27. I think it's going to be close.
Was that?
It's Green Bay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the Panthers. I think hopefully he's playing. Cross my fingers. I picked him on DraftKings. He was questionable, so hopefully Samuel's playing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say CMC. I was like,
no. Oh no, man. If he was
8:00 this morning.
Man, if he's playing, then yeah, I'm definitely going Panthers.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Panthers today. Anyway, I'm gonna say Mike Davis gets 3 touchdowns. And I feel like it's gonna be close though. So I'm gonna go 24-23.
24-23 Panthers. Huh. All right. That's not bad, but whatever. Whatever.
Well, I mean that Green Bay defense is just lackluster. Mike Davis and them start pounding the rock right up the middle.
They're the number 8 defense in the league, though. But they are susceptible in spots.
They get gashed, man.
And defense in the league, but they can be beat. The thing is that I don't think anybody is really head and shoulders above anybody else.
No.
Even the mighty Kansas City Chiefs, they've been touched, and they look like they could still be touched in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't look like a completely dominating force. They look like they have holes.
Right.
And like the Green Bay Packers, like I said, with Green Bay, they have holes as well, no matter what that defensive ranking is. So, if you're able to right now, if you're Carolina, if you could run the ball, I doubt that they could run the ball today. But if you're a team going into the playoffs against Green Bay, and you have a solid running game and a defense that is gonna match, so they're gonna bring in some type of intensity, I think you have a good chance of beating Green Bay because their defense will get gashed late in games up the middle.
Well, the other thing that this is the thing that nobody's talking about. If Green Bay's defense is ranked that high, then it's not because of the Green Bay defense. it's because they're only on the field for 3 downs. It's because Aaron Rodgers is driving the team down the field, eating 10 minutes off the clock with every drive.
Exactly.
Or, 6, 7, 8 minutes, whatever it is. So it's not that their defense is that good. It's just the fact that they're not on the field that much. So that defense is susceptible. I've seen it, and they get gashed right up the middle. And if CJ Samuel, they're going to use him as a running back at some point. They'll Mike Davis will get going. And then, like I said, if that rushing attack for Carolina gets going, Green Bay is going to be in trouble. And I don't think there's a defensive back on Green Bay that can run with Robbie Anderson.
No, Robbie Anderson is lightning. But hey, man, let's go ahead. Let's predict this one because I want to go ahead. So we're at about almost 30 minutes, so I want to go ahead and get back to the festivities outside.
All right.
Have another beer and stuff. I'm going to go with Green Bay in this one. I'm going to go Green Bay, like I said. Oh, did we get this out of the way?
Well, I picked mine. I don't know if you picked yours. I know you said it was going to be a slaughter.
I did. Green Bay 36-13. That's what I did.
Okay, that's right. Okay,
yeah, that's right. You had a 27-23.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I feel that's where it's going.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like
Teddy Bridgewater needs to go ahead and protect the ball. You got a pass.
Right.
That was almost. It's completed. Oh my God. DJ Moore.
Yeah.
DJ Moore. Just what an underrated fucking receiver.
Big time.
Underrated. Big time. Like he had old man Cam.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's got Teddy Bear Teddy, just build a bear Teddy, like he's broken everywhere to build him back up Teddy.
Right.
He just continues to make big play after big play, and it surprises me, dude. It really does. It's just it's shocking to watch him do the acrobatic shit that he does in the air. He's able to contort his body and go out. He's going up with big time cornerbacks.
Mm-hmm.
He will go up on your ass.
Yeah.
Don't get lost by little DJ Moore. And he obviously he's not little. I say little because on the screen he's smaller than everybody else on the field.
Right.
but don't get if you get mossed by DJ Moore, first of all, don't take it personally.
Right.
But damn, dude, like you got to give credit to him. You got to give credit to his skill set. He could just go up and get it, and he's the new Steve Smith.
Mm-hmm.
But without attitude, like you can never copy Steve Smith. Steve Smith is Steve Smith.
Mm-hmm.
But this dude looks really, 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 really good.
Yeah, they've got when they have Christian McCaffrey, that offense is a hell of a lot more potent, man. So they're doing good things. I mean, and Teddy's, is he the long-term answer? No, we all know that. But for what it is, if they get another guy in there, they can maybe bring, if they can get a great guy in the draft, great. But if they don't, you get someone to come in behind Teddy. Obviously Teddy have to kind of mentor a little bit, but you've got the receivers and you've got the running back for sure, hands down. Nobody's going to question you there. And you've got everybody thought everybody's written off Mike Davis, and then now look at him. The dude's balling in Christian McCaffrey's absence. So that's a lot to be said over there in Carolina too.
Thanks, Chicago. Thanks.
Could have had DMC.
Let's get a running back and give him away.
Could have had DMC. Now you just got M.
Just stop. All right, I got it. I understand what happened.
I know you do.
I understand what happened to the acronym. All right, we missed the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. We got a lot still to talk about. We got halftime and the post game coming up. Green Bay is up right now, 7-0, but the Carolina Panthers are threatening. It's third down, and they are within 20 yards. It looks like they're in the red zone. So they're clawing at the door. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys. Until halftime, I'm Ivan Vargas. That's Luke Nettles. We'll see you guys at the half. This is the Basement Monsters Game Day podcast on Sports Zone Chicago.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.
I just heard my favorite band is in town. I'd love to get good seats, but everywhere I've looked, the ticket sites have crazy service fees.
Haven't you heard of TixSplits?
Who?
TixSplits. They don't gouge you with crazy fees. The price they advertise is the price you pay, plus a small delivery fee.
Never pay service fees again. Go to TIXBLITZ.com today. TixSplits.com. Guaranteed seats, low prices. That's TixSplits.com. Every ticket, every venue, everywhere.